Oh, this is my second time recording this.
Broke people should never laugh!
Hey everyone, it's me again. Pink to most, cat to some, and I'm coming at y'all with another video. What's been going on? Amber's been demonetized. I talked about that in my last video. And like how I said, I kind of already talked about this before. I'm now re-recording this because I went too rambly. I got too rambly. Let me actually talk about what we need to talk about. Amber went on live, I believe, on Friday? Saturday, Sunday, I don't remember what day. She went on live a little bit ago, talking basically about her being demonetized. And she goes on crying about why she's demonetized, how it's kind of the reaction channel's fault, how she was mass reported, how she's gonna have to give up on YouTube because she doesn't have any money, she needs to find ways to have income, all that. That's me kind of summarizing it. I'm gonna go ahead and put in Bottles and Apathetic's facts recap about what happened in a card somewhere over here, I think. Just so you guys can also catch up and watch it to kind of understand what my rant is going to be about, my ramblings and such. A lot happened. Actually, no, that's a lie. A lot did not happen. Before I fully kind of like talk my shit, basically, I want to talk kind of, because this is going to be kind of like a leeway. I want to firstly say that we did lose a reaction channel. Luckily, they're not dead. They just left. They don't want to do this no more.
Mask reacts.
This is no longer going to be creating reaction videos, I think, for what we know at all anymore. And it's a very sad thing, because I did like their commentary. I think they were a very good channel. I really like their content, but they no longer want to do this anymore. And I want to talk about that because I said this a little bit and I got too rambly because I got distracted. And I want to really talk about this because it's going to lead into my whole thing with Amber and girl world at large and reaction channels and all this, okay? So, I saw the video that they left and how they felt like, again, they don't like Amber. And they wanted to deplatform Amber. And I agree. I think Amber doesn't really necessarily deserve a platform. I don't think Amber and a majority of people who are Amber kin, like a bunch of locals, necessarily deserve a platform. I think when they're on their platform, all they're doing is promoting negative stereotypes and negative responses for themselves. In response, creating this idea that it's okay for me to be socially inept or socially degradable, and be put forward. And I agree with their message, I'm going to be honest. In my opinion, this, and I hate to give him his flowers, but Hecticana made a video kind of talking about why people are into girl world, and I think his video does kind of stand test of time, where he talks about how it's kind of like watching shit TV. Because that's what it is, in my opinion. It's like, I'm not in girl world to necessarily want to help Amber. I don't want to help Amber. I'm not here to help Amber. I'm a 27-year-old, like, trans girl in California. What the fuck am I gonna do to help a random bitch, a random 35-year-old in Oklahoma? Oklahoma. What am I gonna do? I'm not helping her. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't know shit about help. I'm gangly as fuck. I got scoliosis. I don't know how to be healthy. I'm not here to give her health advice. I'm not here to give her life advice either. It's stupid. And I think it's really stupid when people come on here thinking that, oh, we're here to help Amber. No, you're not. Be honest. We're all here to be messy. Like, let's be so fucking for real. Everybody here is here to be messy a little bit. And that's fine. Because, again, that's why I'm doing this shit. Because I'm here. Because I talk shit about TV shows. I talk shit about Drag Race. I talk shit about Dragula, which I still need to film. And I might do it after this video if I'm here with you. But I'm here to talk shit about, like, Dragula. I'm here. I love to talk shit about Dragula with my girlies. I love to talk shit about Drag Race. I love to talk shit about shows that we watch. That's what we do. Because we watch it and we have opinions on it. That's what this is. I don't know Amber. I don't want to know Amber. I don't want to help Amber. I don't want to be involved with Amber. But I do want to talk shit and basically be like, ooh, y'all, this heifer this heifer that. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to help her. I don't know jack shit about health. Oh god, see, I did it again. I got rambly. But I say all of that to basically say that when you come into this space where it's full of opinions and full of people who have different ways of perceiving this one source of media, i.e. Amber, and these opinions can become varied, and those variations can then become variations on those reaction channels, that's the tea, you know what I mean? We all have opinions. However, all of that is based on perception. And the perception of how we react or how we respond to Amber. And in return, those reaction channels will then also become people who get perceived via snark Reddits and all that. Which, honestly, again, that shit scares me. If I'm on a snark Reddit, please don't. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's not me. But, I say all of that to basically say that these opinions are wide and varied and massive. It's a plethora of opinions. But there's always going to be one person who knows the form of how she's being perceived. And that's Amber. When Amber first got into the community, or first created her first video, and then started to notice the community that was coming up from her, she knew what the energy was. She knew where she wanted to put her energy. She knew what she wanted to give and receive. She was creating content knowing that people were going to perceive her, and people perceived her in a negative light. People didn't like her. People didn't care about her. She had at any point and at any opportunity to really shift that opinion on her, to really change the energy completely of what she was going to put into her channel. Instead of her doing that, she wasted all that energy creating content that is negative, that then fed to her now being demonetized. And she goes on this live stream boo-hooing about how it's all our fault, when in reality, it's not. This is what you created. Every step of every minute of what you created and what you did was done because of you. Amber knew for a fact how people responded to her when she created her mukbangs. Amber knew how it was looking when she was gorging on her food. Amber knows exactly what she was doing on her YouTube shorts with those thumbnails, with the way she would open and unhinge her jaw, which made her face look like it was popping off. She looked incredibly uncanny. Amber knew at every step what she was doing. She knew where she was putting her energy. So she can't come on this live stream crying about what's going on, or crying about her perspective, or crying about how this is everybody else's fault, when she chose at every step what she wanted. She knew what happened. Quick tangent. Do y'all like my nails, by the way? This is my set that I just did. I did the set like 2 days ago. I literally just finished it, like literally. It is my Christmas holiday set. It might be a little early because Thanksgiving hasn't even passed, but like, you know what I mean? Like, look at that. I did all of this myself, all by hand. This one was a bitch to make, and I'm kind of mad because it's a little crooked. My little nutcracker, because I made a nutcracker OC a while ago. All done by myself. I did all the bows and everything. I love these. They're super cute. I really do like Christmas, y'all. I'm a Christmas girl. She makes this kind of analogy using cars, where she's like, imagine if you were driving down a road, and you drove down this road your whole life, and the speed limit was 60 miles per hour. It was 60. And then they change it to 45, and then you get pulled over, and the cop's like, well, you drove 60 last week, so you're going to get a ticket now. That's a bad analogy. That is quite literally a horrible analogy. I don't know how to compare that. That's just a bad analogy. That's really dog shit. First off, Amber, you can't drive. Shit, I can't drive either. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. I can't drive, and I got really sad about it last night because I was like, wow, I'm 27 and I don't know how to drive. I get sad about a lot of things. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm kind of like a big fucking loser, and I'm okay with that. But like, I understand like where I'm cool. I'm okay with loser core. That's me being vulnerable. So, from one non-driving bitch to another non-driving bitch, girl, why I do not bring up driving, because you do not know speed limits. Because I also don't know speed limits either. I practiced driving a little bit, and I went 5 miles per hour with my boyfriend, and girl, I was frightened. I was like, why are we going so fucking fast? It's 5. I am sissy tapping the fucking little pedal. I'm like, oh my fucking god. So I'm like scared. Imagine me on a freeway, bitch. I'd be whipping the fuck out of that. Oh my god. I think like a good analogy to kind of use for her situation when it comes to like her whole like thing going on with like her YouTube channel is like, imagine if you made inappropriate jokes 5 years ago when you were 30, and those jokes were offensive, and then we go forward, and now we're in modern times, and we know that society has changed, understanding has changed, and you yourself have also changed and grown and matured, and you look back and you go, I don't like how that is being perceived, and I don't like how that looks. I don't want to keep that. I might want to change that. You know? It's like, you know, like when I was in middle school, I used to say the R slur. And I think by the time I was from 7th grade, I used to say it. And then on 8th grade, I stopped saying that slur because I learned that, like, fucking... I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I saw one of those PSAs where it was Glee, where it was like they were all saying, like, the R word, and then they showed, like, a bunch of people, and they were like, you wouldn't call me this, you wouldn't call me that, and then they showed a girl who had Down syndrome, and she was just like, and you wouldn't call me that. When you call this, or when you call me this, you're hurting people like me and this. And I was like, I don't want to hurt people like that, so I just don't use that word at all.
And it's not acceptable to call me a or call yourself or your friends when they do something foolish.
The R word is the same as every minority slur. Treat it that way and don't use it.
Spread the word to end the word.
You have to understand that things change and things grow, and YouTube's term of services, flawed or not, you have to abide by them if you want to get paid. Which, again, I still have to sign up for monetization, y'all. I don't think I'm going to be reaching that monetization. I'm going to be so honest with y'all. Because I curse a storm, and I do not censor myself. I be saying a ton of shit. I say some out-of-pocket shit. So I don't know if YouTube's going to look at me and be like, girl, do you really think you're going to get it? So I don't know. Do I do donations? Should I do donations? Should I give you guys my Cash App? Alti, if you go back on some of my videos, I used to put my PayPal link, like, on there if people wanted to, like, give me a donation. And I don't know why I did that. Because I fully only had, like, 50 subscribers, and I would get, like, 20 views. I do not know why I was doing that. Like, it's so fucking... I look back, and I'm genuinely so embarrassed. I'm like, why were you doing that? Why? I had no reason to do that. I really didn't. Who was gonna donate? No one. That's fucking... that's so embarrassing. That's really embarrassing, and I have to hold myself accountable. That's really fucking embarrassing. You can look back on those videos. They are still up. Some of my older videos, I would fully be like, and this is my PayPal link. Ding! Go ahead and ding! You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that? Why? That was a fat-ass tangent. She's talking... It's just... She's talking about how fucking, like, sad it is, and how she, like, doesn't understand, and it's not fair, and it's all the reaction channel's fault. It's not the reaction channel's fault, Amber. You knew at that time that you were making videos that were bad. And at the time, we're already breaking the terms of services within YouTube. Amber knew for a fact that she was a morbidly obese woman, an extremely morbidly obese woman, shoving an entire rotisserie chicken in her face, drinking gallons and gallons of milk, drinking little gallons of milk and of water, engorging herself, eating, making these sexual noises, lip smack, and doing all this stuff that people always told her, this is sexual content. You know that this is being perceived as sexual content. You know the way that people are reacting to this is sexual. And she didn't care. She didn't care. None of it. She didn't care about any of it. And now that we're where we are now, you knew for a fact that you had to either take those videos down or you had to do something different. And you didn't. At every step, Amber picked what she wanted. And then she gets upset at the steps that she took. How are you confused at what you chose? How are you baffled at the fact that you chose at every point, at every step, at every minute, that this is what you wanted? Oh, it's not fair, it's not fair. All these reaction channels can do it. Their videos are transformative. They are not taking away, because she also did a, Q&A on Instagram, literally today. And I was reading some of it. Most of it is just her boo-hooing and some of her babies being like,
it's not fair. It is not fair that they demonetized you. You didn't deserve to be demonetized, Amber. You didn't deserve that. It is so messed up. How dare they mass report you?
Which also, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think she was mass reported. I think she has been reported multiple times, but I don't think she was mass reported. From what I understood, just watching on Instagram from other, Instagrams that kind of talk about Amber and such, they all pretty much bring up the fact that it was, no, you broke the terms of services. You knew what the TOSs were with YouTube and getting paid. And you broke it. You were not updating yourself with it. You broke it. You got demonetized because you broke how you were supposed to do it. I don't think it was any reaction channel. I don't think any reaction channels really demonetized. And if I'm being honest with y'all, I don't think reaction channels even, I don't think reaction channels really even, report Amber, because then they know that they're not going to really have much to talk about. No shade. No shade to any channel in particular, but it's like, I have pie in the fridge.
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 I'm gonna eat that later.
I'm gonna eat that later.
I got pie in the fridge. It's a chocolate silk pie. Because I went to Black Bear Diner yesterday. Because I went out with my girls yesterday. We watched Zootopia 2, and honestly, y'all, Zootopia 2, in my opinion, is Shrek 2 levels of sequels. It's really good. It's a really good sequel. It's really fucking good. They ate when they made that sequel. That's a really good sequel. Lost my train of thought. That's what I get for going on tangents. Oh my god. Y'all, I'm such a... Why are y'all even watching me? I'm so shit at this. Like, I'm literally just talking, and then I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. I just be going on every point. Oh my god. Oh, you knew what you were doing. You knew that you broke the terms of services. It's not the reaction channel's fault. And it's not breaking the YouTube terms of services either when they're reacting to your videos. They're transforming it. They're allowed to transform the video, Amber. When people watch and react to it, it's transformative. It's not breaking anything. That's stupid. Because then in that same vein, Amber, when you have reacted to other people, like when she tried to do that to Salty Crab, or Zachary Michael, or... I think she did it to Tom Harlech. Wouldn't that be the same thing for you? You did the same shit too, Amber. Again, as she likes to say, rules for thee, but not for me. Girl, be so for real. People have done reaction videos since, like, the dawn of YouTube. And some of them are really boring reaction videos, like SS Sniper Wolf. And then some people are doing videos where it's like, no, it's transformative. It's kind of like commentary. It's not breaking the terms of services, because she said that in her Q&A where she was like, oh, that it's breaking. Let me read you the quote. I'm going to find it real quick. So someone asks her, can't wait to see reaction channels finally die. She says, in response, I'm sure they'll find content on compilation channels, which doesn't make sense because not only are compilation channels breaking terms of services by stealing full videos with no edits, they are uploading my very content that got me in trouble with YouTube, but they won't be mass reported. That's the beauty in all of this. I don't have to deal with the harassment anymore. She's right at the final part where she won't have to deal with the harassment anymore, to an extent. She is right at the end that she's not going to get as much harassment as she did before. She's still going to get harassment, but it's transformative. The compilations that people are doing, they're still doing edits to it. One of my favorite channels ever in Girl World is, I believe it is Wrong Shoes. Yes, it is. I love their editing style because it's so YouTube poop. It's so fun. I love it. Shout out to Wrong Shoes. Shout out to them. Subscribe to them. I love fucking Wrong Shoes. They're transformative. It's transformative. I'm not going to put Amber's videos necessarily in mine, because I think I talked about this before in one of my videos. I already regret doing one reaction to her video fully through because it's so fucking boring. I can't do that. I'm never going to do that again. I don't want to use her content. I don't want to give her no power over me. She's an evil spirit. But either way, her digital footprint lives on. We know where you are. And every time you've been asked to even slightly address it, she will avoid it. She's avoided it and put the blame on everybody else but herself. And this is the thing that in her reaction video, where I was watching, and I was watching it earlier. I was like watching it, and it's just like, she mentions in her live stream as well, like how she's not going to stick onto YouTube because, she brings up, like, if you went into work and your boss told you, hey, you're not going to get paid, but you're still allowed to come in, would you still do it? This is a different situation, Amber. Again, I'm not getting paid for this. There's many a YouTube channel who is not getting paid for creating content. They're just creating content. For the longest, I've created videos since like 2020, and I've never been paid for a single video that I've made. I'm doing this because I like to video edit, and I'm doing it because I like to talk shit. I also do it because, if I'm being honest with you, like whenever I do like my vlogs and stuff, I like to look back on it because I'm just like, oh, memories. But like, I'm not doing this knowing I'm getting paid. That's why I have a job. And that's why a lot of times when people have YouTube as their main access, they also like to kind of put their hands into other pots. That way they know for a fact that they still have somewhere to get paid. That's why some people open a small business. Why some people create merch. Why some people have other channels where they're doing something else. That way it's always going to be a steady flow of income. I don't think a lot of people are going to be coming back to rewatch Amber videos because most of them are boring. When you've seen one, you've seen all. The only time people are really going back to watch her videos were when people were doing retro reacts. That's the only time. I don't think most people would be going back to watch Amber's videos that she filmed a week ago to talk about it, because who the fuck wants to rewatch Amber's videos like that? So she's not going to be getting any residuals like that. The way that Amber spends her money is fucking insane, because I hate spending even like $20 on something. I don't want to spend $20 on something. I hate spending double digits. I'll do it, but I don't like it. I love to shop, but I like to shop, I don't like to spend. You know what I mean? This is where I was giggling. I was thinking this yesterday, literally. I was like, it is so camp to know that this heifer was sitting here talking about, like, thanks for the money, thanks for the money, thanks for the money. Oh, I can buy
Everybody's rent.
I could pay for
80 people's rent and still have money left over.
I could buy
AC for everybody in the state of Oklahoma.
I could
Pay out for everything.
I am just swift
Money bags.
everywhere. I'm just
Money, money, money.
everywhere. And then she's been demonetized for like only a week, and she's like, I have no money. I'm broke. I have no money, no pot to piss in. My card is empty. If you knew that Hershey, oh my god, that's Sophia Chu. If you knew that Twinkie needed surgery, you would have known in advance. Why would you not save up for that to begin with? Makes you think. I think it's crazy how Amber's already kind of gone like, I have no money. I'm completely empty. Nothing, no save it. Again, she told on herself. She knew she ain't had no money. And also, I was thinking this earlier too. Amber knows that she was the reason why she fucked up on her monetization. Because she kind of tells on herself and then pivots it back onto its reaction channels. Because when she mentions how she lost her money, she will bring up, yes, she brings up the reaction channels, but she'll talk about how it's YouTube changed their terms of services. And that's why she got demonetized. When you're saying that, Amber, that means you know for a fact that you yourself knew that the videos you were making were not allowed on YouTube's terms and services. You know for a fact that on the TOS, the videos that you created were no longer allowed. That the videos that you had up no longer were okay. And all you had to do was delete or privatize them. And she didn't. You chose to be wrong. You chose to be loud and wrong and stick up for no reason, saying that it's somehow helping people who have EDs or helping people talk about it. But all you did when it came to ED, I've never once seen anyone go to Amber and say, the way that you talk about your struggles makes me feel seen. The only people who ever talk to her like that are people who, in my opinion, are just as bad as she is. Because you have to be just as bad as she is to think that what she's doing is right. Watching Bose, where she was talking about how people will see someone who is like them do a bad action, and then they will forgive them for doing that bad action because they know that they would do the same thing. And they don't like the idea of that person receiving punishment because they feel like then they would receive punishment for doing the same thing. That's how I feel like with Amber. The Hecticon had made a video back in the day where he talked to a few like babies or Amber supporters, and they talk about why they like Amber. And my whole point, and I think, again, I said this in a video from a long while ago, where the main point was, this is the popcorn that I had yesterday. And I get extra butter and it's really greasy, and I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had to refresh my mind, and I also ate some popcorn. This was something that I needed to also say was, this is gonna be a crazy thing. She says that she's no longer doing Vlogmas. She's really not gonna make any more content, any of it. This might be crazy for me to say. This might be an insane thing for me to say. Some YouTubers will have like a Venmo link, a PayPal link, a Patreon, a coffee, something where their supporters will help pay for them, and in return they get a shout out on their YouTube channel, they get special perks like on Patreon or coffee or something where they can get like special access, early access to certain videos, X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? Why would Amber not just do the same? Why would Amber just not do the exact same where, yes, I'm going to still do YouTube, but instead, I'm going to do Vlogmas. This is going to be my donation link. And in return, at the end of all my videos, you'll get like an Amberlynn shout out. So I don't know. That's just that's my tea. Where I'm like, there's a way for you to still do it, because again, she talked about how she's like looking for jobs, she's trying to apply, she's looking for things. I don't think Amber's really looking for a job. If I'm being real with y'all, I don't know what job Amber would be able to do. Maybe data analyst? Something that doesn't involve her actually moving too much. But I don't think she's really going to be doing anything at all. I don't think she's really looking for a job. Amber is lazy. And we can just look back onto Amber's history with her and her girlfriends as proof. When Amber never had any money, she would jump to person until she got something that was good. She went with Casey. She had no money. She didn't want to get a job. She didn't want to do nothing. She wanted Casey's mom and his family to pay for her. And then when she got someone else, Crystal, everything switched around again for her, because now everybody was paying for Amber, and then it just kept going on until she was getting good money on YouTube. So I don't know what job Amber would be looking for. And now she's selling her stuff on Facebook Marketplace. She's doing everything but actually looking for a job. And I understand her being like, I need to get this money. And I understand that. I understand her basically being like, I need to somehow get money. Because if I'm being honest with y'all, I did feel a little bad in the first step, because I'm like, it must suck to lose all your money. But then I look back and I'm like, no, it doesn't, because she fucking did this to herself. How am I going to be upset at someone who did this to herself? Amber chose the wrong step at every point. She only was getting off on luck. And then blaming other people. She struck other channels for the same shit she was doing. She was trying to get rid of Apathetic Facts and Bottle numerous times. And then when this happens to her, suddenly it's, whoa, it's me, I'm the victim. You did this to yourself. Your videos were harmful because you are a morbidly obese person. What Amber was doing was porn. She was creating pornographic material, in my opinion. When she was eating, when she was drinking milk out of the gallon, out of the carton, and when she was doing porn, she was doing porn. Point out blank period. She was creating porn material, and then she gets upset when people would accuse her of that, but then was okay with the fact that that's what it was. And now she ain't acting so smug, now is she? Now that she's on the down, she's not getting any payment, and now reaction channels are in turn getting paid for responding and having involvement with her. She's gonna be upset because she's like, that should be me. I should be the one getting that payment. I should be the one able to reap those benefits. But she can't, because you broke the terms of services. You understood that you were breaking the terms of services. You understood that you were fucking it up, and you just didn't like that. And instead of you doing something in return for your audience, you fully give up on your audience. You don't want to do nothing for your audience? Again, I think YouTube is a viable job for a lot of people. I think it's okay to get paid for YouTube. I think it's perfectly fine to find a way to get paid from YouTube. That's why YouTube has their monetization. This is why some people ask, for support. They leave their PayPal, they leave their Venmo, they leave their Cash App, they have a Coffee, they have a Patreon, they have a this, they have a that. They have Super Chats, they have the memberships, they have this and that. There's many avenues that I think it's a fair way, because you are creating content. You are creating and you're giving something in return for that money. Amber, you're doing nothing for it? She got so used to doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. She got so used to giving nothing on YouTube that now when she knows for a fact that in order for her to get something from YouTube, she has to give something to YouTube, to her audience specifically, she don't like that. And I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, it's very frustrating, because I'm gonna be real with you. I would love to be making as much as she was. With my job that I already have, I would love it. This is me talking completely like candidly with y'all. Not to be like, oh, money hungry or any of that. But like, let's be all so fucking for real. I love my job that I already have. I really do. But if I could make what she was making and have my job at the same time with the videos that I'm making, I would be sitting not a damn thing. I'd be Skippy Bunch. That's what I would be. Making that amount of money? Let me get a sip real quick, y'all. The amount of money that Amber was making is life-changing for people in ways that is unknown. They could buy a house. They can help pay out a house. If you live with family, that's money that you can help pay rent with. That's money you can help pay off the house with. That's money that you can help pay off your bills with. That's money you can help pay your car off with. That's money that you can pay anything with. This is an insane amount of money that she wasted on Legos to then get upset and then blame random people who talk shit about her online to then say it's their fault because she was a bad person, because she didn't know that the video she was creating was breaking terms of services, despite it being listed in front of her, despite multiple avenues telling her your videos are breaking the TOS. Flip. You chose at every step what you wanted. And then you get upset because now you're not going to be able to buy your ugly dresses and buy your stupid Legos. You wasted it. You wasted all your money. And you now have this come to Jesus moment, basically, now that you know for a fact that you're broke. And she deleted all of her videos. She deleted all of her videos. And we know for a fact that she deleted all of her videos because she's saying, I'm done. I'm closing the chapter. She's not closing the chapter, y'all. She's not closing the chapter. She's going to wait until the 90 days to then come back. Because she privatized everything, but from what I was kind of watching from Apathetic Facts, Karina, and Bottle, she would have to delete those videos completely. She would have to delete all those videos completely for her to receive her monetization again. But she's not gonna, I don't think she's gonna delete them. And I think I saw a DM where like someone asked her what her Venmo was, and then she responds back to them and she was just like, I know what you're trying to do. She says like, she DMs a person, she's like, I know what you're trying to do. She DMs them and says, I know what you're trying to do. Cameo takes 25% off of it. Which, again, the way she keeps fluctuating her prices, $100, $110, $60, $40, $80. What? If she really wanted people to buy her cameos, $30 would be the maximum, I think. $25. Hit him with a $10 special deal. Black Friday $10 special deal, sister. And then we can talk. Again, it's just, I find it crazy because there are so many ways. There's so many ways for her to still create content. For her, because she says that YouTube is her passion. She loves creating YouTube videos. She loves editing, which, again, to me, it's crazy because, again, I look back selfishly on how she would create her videos and talk about how she would do all this editing, all this stuff, and how much money she would get. And, like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I stay up until 3 in the morning sometimes working on these videos, uploading these videos, because I do a lot of editing. Because I'm working on this shit. As soon as I'm done recording this, it is 5:36 right now, as of me recording this. This is going to be a while for me to edit. And she sits down and acts like she did all this work. She's creating a little bit of nothing. Her videos are not interesting. Her videos aren't creating nothing. And she's upset at the fact that she's getting paid what her videos are worth. That's the tea. That's the full tea, is she's getting paid now what her videos are actually worth. There are so many channels who I think put in more energy, more effort, and more everything that deserve way more attention and that do deserve that payment, that monetization. That don't get it, but should. Amber should not be all boohoo and sad because now she actually has to do what a majority of the channels are doing, which is have a job. Get a job. That looks like a fucking mess, don't it? That looks like a fucking mess. I'm sorry. Very rambly, very scatterbrained. I don't know. I feel like I kind of exhausted all my talking points because there's no real nuances that you can bring up. I do think Amber will be coming back. I don't think this is the end of Amber. I genuinely don't think that this is the end of Amber. I think Amber's still going to be coming back. I think Amber will not be just disappearing completely out of nowhere and never doing this again. She will be coming back because Amber doesn't have anything. She's a creature of habit. Just like her mama, she has an addiction. She's not that different. And I think she will find a way to come back. I just think, again, for me, it's just, her biggest issue is just her payment. There's ways for her to still get paid. She just doesn't want to do any of those avenues because she doesn't want to get paid. She doesn't want to do the effort. That's fine if you don't want to do the effort. Just don't start e-begging and being like, here's my Cash App, give me money. Here's my Venmo, give me money. What am I getting in return? What am I getting in return? I'm getting nothing in return. So she's selling all this shit that she spent hella money on? And then shocked at the fact that she has to... Be for real, Amber. If you're gonna ask for something, you gotta give something back. Amber's not giving anything back to her audience. And I feel like that's the main thing that I'm kind of smacking on, just because I'm like, it's so easy for her to still get a form of money. And especially if she's as desperate as she's saying, and she's like, I want to make sure that Twinkie is safe. GoFundMe. Go anything. Doing something for your dog. But no, you don't want to reach any avenues. You don't want to do anything. I don't feel bad for her. I'm never going to feel bad for Amber. There's nothing really that Amber could do or would go through where I would feel bad for her. Absolutely none. Sorry, I can't feel bad for Amber. Amber is not a person who I feel bad for. I giggle, I chortle, I laugh, I haha, I hee hee, I ho ho. For right now, though, it's gonna have to be a little bit of a pause on these kind of videos. Granted, I still have a lot to rant about because I still want to do that Dragula one. Because, y'all, this is a shit season of Dragula. That's what I'm going to be talking about, is how much of a shit season Dragula Loki has been getting. But we'll talk about that in another video. Hopefully, this video, I was able to get it through because, oh, God, I feel like I was so rambling and so scatterbrained. I feel like I was just kind of, like, talking in circles, low-key. Like, not considering I feel like I was talking in a lot of circles. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know some more videos. I have a lot of videos planned because some of y'all talked about showing off some of my dolls or my doll collection, which I will most likely be doing. You can expect a doll video for me, perfume collection for me. My 1K special will be coming soon. I have some more videos coming out soon that aren't just Amber related. I want to say thank you all so much for your support. My name is Pink the Most, Cat the Sum, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time.